Keller Williams. It's Paul with KWU.
And I'm Ian, the Compliance Product Manager.
Today we're going to learn how to replace rejected documents and resubmit to your Market Center for approval.
Awesome. So I'm logged in already, agents.kw.com, and I'm looking at my home screen, and what a great dashboard this is. I know they've recently launched the Leads widget. But I see my notification, my little bell notification on the top right by my name. Can you tell me what's going on up there?
Absolutely. So whenever you submit a compliance checklist to your Market Center, they're either going to approve it or reject it. And so you're going to get a notification for that every time that happens. So what you can do is go to the bell icon at the top right of the page, and you're going to see, okay, our opportunity compliance has been returned. We can actually click here to actually access that.
And I see another note right under that there was a message left. What can you tell me about messaging, and can we also walk through that?
Yes, we can actually walk through that here as well. So we do have folder level messaging, and we'll see what that looks like. Let's actually just click here. This is going to take us to the document checklist where we can see all of this. So we click here. It takes us to the document tab, and because we clicked on the actual message piece, it takes us to the comments. Now, if we wanted to access those comments from within an opportunity without going through the notification, you're going to see the this comment icon over here on the compliance event that you can actually click on to access this box as well.
Awesome. So directly from the bell, I'm led to both either the opportunity that's been returned, or if they had left messages for me individually with those @ mentions, then I would see that notification. So I'm an agent and I want to let Aubrey know I'm going to add that custom item that she mentioned was missing. And for those that don't know, the ability to @ mention would be any agent, if you're an owner or the assignee, you will show up as an option because you're involved in the opportunity, or anybody on the other side that's in the Market Center. So Aubrey's the one that's tackling this this compliance request. I'm assuming she's going to take it end to end just because she's more familiar with it, and we want to let her know, hey, that document's coming.
Absolutely. If you don't @ mention them, they won't get that notification. And so what we can do here as the agent is we can say, hey, just replaced it. And that's going to let them know that they're good to go. You will then get, the Market Center will then know that you replaced it.
Awesome. So Aubrey's going to get that message on her bell notification. We have 11 of our documents are good to go. I see them all in this approved status. Now, what's going on with that rejected document?
Yep, so one of these documents got rejected. You're always going to be able to see the rejection reason by using this icon. Just hover over it. This is telling us that we have a missing signature on line 2, and so now we need to go replace it. So what you can do is go on the right side of the page, click our 3 dots, and we have a replace option. Now keep in mind, this won't be a total replacement. There's always going to be a history of every document that's been rejected and everything else, but this is telling them that, hey, we're re-uploading this document. So first of all, we got to say why are we re-uploading this document? And this is, we fixed the signature.
Absolutely. These comments, they're not required, but I think it always gives good context. If you have a Market Center, they're picking up and putting down maybe 50 opportunities a day. It's always good to just leave more information so when you're coming back to it, you understand what you did, and when they come back to it, they understand what they did.
Yep. And then we have our options for how we want to add the replaced document. Are we going to pull this in from our computer? Are we going to pull it in from DocuSign or .loop, depending on what you have connected in the opportunity, or you can pull from a custom folder as well. In this case, we are going to use the manual option just to show. So we'll click to add the file. We're going to choose the listing extension. Now, remember that you cannot replace a document with the same name, so it would have to be a document that's just a little differently named. So in this case, we're going to use listing extension V2.
So Paul, you did something that I really liked right there, and that was you edited the name in it knowing that you needed to pull in this other document. So for audit trail purposes, the documents do need to be named separate document types each time, but you can also do that while you're trying to edit the document. So you go, oh shoot, I forgot to change that name, able to change it right there and then pull in the right document. So
That's right.
So I think that's the reasoning behind it, and then that's a little bit of a pro tip, a little workaround to make sure you're being efficient on your management of documents.
Absolutely. And so once we actually add the document, we can click replace. You're going to see that change, so the status of the document and the status of the actual compliance event as well is now changed. Now the last thing we need to do is resubmit this to our Market Center now that everything's been fixed and replaced. We're going to click resubmit to Market Center at the top right.
Perfect. I think that's pretty much everything that we had on organizing this checklist and making some changes. I would say the only thing is version history. So we replaced this document, and we want to see what was going on. It's been a long weekend. It was 4th of July weekend. What was going on with that old document? And you can actually, from both sides, the agent side and the MCA side, you can view this version history. So that's a little known kind of pro tip. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll work through making that a little bit easier to use in the future. But your document history and everything that's happened in the transaction is always going to be known.
That's right. And for all the rejected documents, you'll see the reason they were rejected here at the top left of that screen. All right. For more information on how to do all of this in Command, you can go to the question mark at the top right of the page, choose Keller Williams University, and use the search. So now that the agent has actually replaced it and resubmitted the checklist, we can clearly see that there is a replaced status on this document item. And we also see that the listing event status has changed to resubmitted. So what we can do here is we can go ahead and approve it if we want.
Awesome. So a little bit has changed on this screen since the last time we touched it. We've got the resubmitted status. The agent has made this change, the replacement of the correct document. They've resubmitted it. We also have a little icon message right here within our opportunity, within our folder level messaging. So just click on that real quick, and we can see a pop-up that says new messages. So this came from our agent, which is myself, and I'm letting Aubrey know, hey, I just replaced that document for you, so we're staying on the same page and everything's done. So now that we've opened that up, the little icon that a message has been there was replaced. Another way I could have gotten to that message was over in that folder level, that notification bell up there. So it says Ian has left a message for you in listing, and it gives a little preview of that message, and you can click directly there in order to open up that messenger. So 2 different ways to get there, depending on how you operate. The most important thing is we're not rejecting blank documents back and forth anymore.
Absolutely. And if you were on the home page of a command and you click through here, it would take you to that comment and this opportunity.
Absolutely. So now let me see what's going on with this replaced document. And is there a way to see the old version too?
There absolutely is. So once they replace something, maybe they've done this a couple times, we can actually go to the 3 dots over here on the right side of the document. We can choose version history. And what we're going to see at the bottom left of the page is these are all the documents that have been replaced and the final copy as well. So if we click on the rejected item, we can see what that document looks like and why we actually rejected it in the first place.
I really love that it's telling you kind of what was going on within that document. You know, you could have it where there's 5 documents going back and forth, and you're on the 5th version of that. The thing to understand is that each of these documents, when they were replaced, they needed a new title, a new document title to keep documents separate and make sure our audit trail is intact. And then it also tells us up here, when did this all happen? So let's go back to that last one, 209, and then go forward to the next one, and we're at 3 o'clock. So great turnaround by that agent within the hour.
Absolutely.
So it looks like the signature is on line 2. Ian wasn't lying. Let's go ahead and approve this one.
Yeah, so we can either approve or reject it. This one looks good. We'll approve it. And that was the last one in the list. And now all of the documents in the checklist are approved.
So now that we're done with this event folder, what's the last and final step?
So the last and final step is that status dropdown that we talked about a while ago. So if we use it, we can now say that this entire checklist is approved. We get the awesome little compliance event status over here. That lets the agent know that it's approved. They'll get a notification and command that it's been approved, and we're ready to move on.
Awesome. And if I wanted to ask any other questions or search for other information on this, where would I go?
So what I would do is go to the top right of any page in command, click the question mark, choose Keller Williams University, and use the search. Guys, there is so much more to learn. Check out these videos for more information.